development. Lonnie and I have met on community development, and he asked me to look at what we're spending and break down each item and say what we're spending out of that money for each event, and that's what I have done. I will tell you, this is a pretty tight budget. Last year there was quite a bit of padding in community development, and there's not this year. I mean, I've gone through and I've slashed and cut, and so it's tight budget. And last year what happened was the council went ahead and passed the total on the events, and then decided that they would discuss community appropriations as they came up. Lonnie and I discussed going ahead and putting in Ecumenical Ministries, Baldwin County EDA, the Chamber, and then I think Nancy has some issues with the Rotary Youth Club that she wanted to mention. And then since this has gone out, we have received 2 other requests that I gave to Lonnie. But pretty much it's what you see. I mean, it's what we do. If y'all have any questions about any of the events, and the only recommendation that I had made in cost reduction was, you know, if you want to look at cutting anything out of, you know, community events, that New Year's Eve seems to be one that people ask, you know, a lot of questions about, and seem to, everything else people really seem to enjoy. That could be something that we can cut out.
What was the total last year, Sherry? Do you remember offhand? Because this was quite a bit.
320,000.
320. See, so we're down.
Well, we may not have spent all of that.
I
don't think, but that was the budget.
We haven't spent it all, but we have been very frugal. But there have been things in there that we haven't done, like we didn't do all the issues and city sketches. We cut the downtown merchants contribution. I lowballed them and didn't give them 5,000. That, you know, only gave them 5,000 less than what was budgeted. I didn't tell them we had 5,000 more. So I mean, we've been pretty frugal with that budget this year.
Nancy, look on the youth club. Nancy was talking about that. $30,000. Is that the salary for it?
No, it really has never been made clear. I needed some clarification because we receive an average of about $2,200 a month in cigarette tax from the Baldwin County Commission that is revenue to the city, but we in turn around and give it to the Fairhope Montclair Rotary Youth Club. And so that's a little bit less than $30,000 a year, and that has never been reclassified to be charged against community development. It's just right now it's a charge against the revenue. It goes in and it comes right back out. And you know, we have the issue of clarification on that, and is that the cost of the employee that the city has assigned to the youth club is a lot more than $30,000. His salary.
That's not in here at all.
And that's not in here at all.
Yeah,
that was one of our recommendations.
But it's in your cover letter, but it's not in the budget.
Right.
Because it comes out of the water.
Yeah, it is in the budget as a cost of the water department.
Yeah.
Right. So there are really 2 issues that really need to be cleaned up a little bit, I think.
That really having nothing to do with the budget, but we need to transfer him over to recreation, I would think. Charles Duncan, Junior.
Well, I mean, it's still, I mean, it gets him out of the utilities into the general fund. But it still really is community development when you look at it, because that'll impact Tom's budget.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not getting any benefit out of that employee. It's really the same situation. We're just taking it out of the utility and putting it in the general fund, which really can't afford it as much. So that really isn't a solution, but more of a solution would be paying it back out of community development.
And that's what we recommended, was just reclassifying and taking that expense out of this.
Yeah, that's not, if we're gonna do that, if we're gonna still give the Rotary Youth Club the $30,000 like the cigarette tax money, or give them equivalent to the cigarette tax money, plus Charles's salary, plus the maintenance that we do, we're gonna have to increase that $30,000 to about $100,000.
Right. I mean, it's real money that we're turning over to.
Right, this money that we're giving them, is there some ordinance that directs us to do that?
Yeah, just move it over there with the pass.
It was passed.
No.
Cigarette tax money.
The cigarette tax money.
Before my time.
I thought that was all
It was going to the Boys and Girls Club,
Right.
Mobile.
The old Boys and Girls.
And when they dismantled, they formed a new one, and the council approved it to go, as far as I know, they approved it to go to the Point Clear Rotary Club rather than the Mobile. So it didn't, the only thing it changed is the association with the different group.
But it had been going to the
Yeah, it had
Mobile
been
Boys and
going
Girls
to
Club.
Mobile group, but
We
no.
need to take that ordinance out and change it and put that money in the general fund, just like we did all the other funds, it was
So the
recreation.
30,000 that's on the back here, is that the cigarette tax money?
That,
Money coming out of that fund, but we haven't done it.
but it's never come out.
Never
Right,
come out.
so that's 30,000 in addition to the 2,200 a month,
In
in addition to the salary of the.
In addition to the maintenance.
In addition to the
insurance,
maintenance,
and
yard,
Between
utilities,
utilities.
everything else.
Well, $100,000.
Yeah, this needs to be.
I just think that needs to be looked at.
That's right, we'll dig that ordinance out.
Right, okay.
And,
He,
Mike,